Hi again. We're getting down toward the end. We have this week and next week still to go. We actually finish the end of next week. Okay, so I'm going to be, giving a lesson and an assignment, and of course, I'll put all that on Moodle. What the assignment is, and some background, some more bit information on the lesson. That'll all go on Moodle, and I'll need you to get that all to me by the end of this week, so that next weekend I can, do one more assignment for you on Moodle, and we'll be wrapping everything up then, because we have to finish everything by the 25th. I believe I have to have the grades in on the 26th of July. So we're cranking down to the end here, okay? Anyway, some of you are a little bit behind. You need to kind of step on it to get caught up. But those of you who are staying with it, you're working very hard. Let me repeat this for you again, because it's a critical element. The only person who can make you a better writer is you. And some of you are working very hard to make yourself a better writer. Keep that in mind, over the next few weeks, but also keep that in mind as you go on in life, go on in your career, go on through college, whatever it is. The only person who can make you a better writer is you. I can give you suggestions, but you're the one who has to make you a better writer. Okay? So you can continue to get better and continue to get better long after this course is history. Long after you're all done with this. But you really have to want to continue to make yourself better, and that means making each piece of writing that you do better. So what we started with in the writing process, formulating ideas, gathering ideas, kind of focusing them, roughing things out, editing again, getting really down to the nitty-gritty, looking at word choices, looking carefully at punctuation. All of that goes into making yourself a better writer, and you need to continue to follow that writing process all the way along, because none of us ever gets to the point where a piece of writing can be one and done. Otherwise we'd be doing something else. We'd be professional writers. And even professional writers, as I mentioned to you earlier in the semester, don't do a one and done thing. Okay? We want to talk about a very important type of writing this week. Maybe the type that can be most influential with where you're going and what you're going to do. And that is creating an argument. What do I mean by creating an argument? No. Let me put it this way. Rather than creating an argument, it is arguing in favor of something or arguing against something. So I guess you could say justifying an argument, making clear what the logic is to your beliefs when you argue for something or when you argue against something. Okay? There's a whole chapter in your text on this, and it starts on page 84. Okay? They go into a lot of detail on arguing, on writing a good argument for something or against something. But as I told you early on, we all learn in different ways, and so I thought it would be good for you to hear what the principal steps are in writing an argument, as well as just reading about what the principal steps are. Okay? So, actually, page 87 in your text delves into and explains out the principal steps, but I wanted to talk a little bit about them. Again, because some of us learn better by hearing and seeing than just by reading. We all have different kinds of learning styles. Okay? So, first of all, of course, you have to decide what it is you want to argue about, what it is you want to take a stand on, what the issue is, and then are you going to be for it or against it? Is your argument a pro or a con? Do you want to say, yes, this is the way things are, this is the way things should be, or do you want to say, no, this is wrong, we should be going in another direction? Okay, so that's step one. Once you get past that, there really is a pretty standard structure for creating an argument. Is it hard, cold, fast? No, not necessarily. No, but the kind of the typical format for creating an argument is, as you might expect, starting out with an introductory paragraph where you probably talk in some kind of general terms about what the argument is, where you kind of let the reader know what the big picture is. You're not necessarily taking a position in this introductory paragraph. You are primarily exposing your reader to what your argument is. And then either at the end of that introductory paragraph or in a second paragraph, you want to have a thesis statement. We've talked about thesis statements before. You know what they are, okay? You want to put your argument in a thesis statement, and in your thesis statement, you will be making clear what side you're taking in this argument. That's part of the thesis statement, taking a stand on an issue, okay? So that might be one paragraph. That might be two paragraphs. Again, your first paragraph might be just introductory material, and your second paragraph might be thesis statement, or the two of them might go together into one paragraph. After that, we want to make sure that we give a little bit of background, that we let the reader know why it is that we're delving into this. Is this always necessary? Not really. It would depend upon what you're arguing for or against, okay? But you may well at this point have to supply the reader with some background information. After you do that, then you want to start coming up with evidence, coming up with support for your argument. You've already told in your thesis statement what your argument is. Now it's what are the reasons why? What is your evidence? What do you have in support? So you want more than opinions. You want to be able to come up with facts. And generally you want to be able to come up with 3 good facts. Maybe more, maybe 2 really good facts, but generally 3 good facts that you're going to use to prove your argument. And generally you want to develop each one of those facts or each one of those reasons in a separate paragraph. Okay? So we're really, we're not in a 5-paragraph structure here probably. We're probably in a 6-paragraph structure because we had that paragraph where we're giving background information. So that adds to it. You might even be into 7 paragraphs if you put the thesis statement into a second paragraph. So you would have a introductory paragraph, a thesis statement paragraph if you put it in a separate paragraph, a background information paragraph, probably 3 paragraphs where you're giving your proofs, your evidence, your 3 major points to prove or disprove your argument. Okay? After that, you want to also throw in a paragraph where you are telling why you oppose the other side. For every argument, there's a counter argument. Well, you want to briefly tell why you oppose that argument. So you want to have a response to the opposing argument so that somebody just can't come back with it out of the clear. You've kind of debunked that argument to start with. And then you want to draw it all together. So this could actually work into 8 paragraphs, especially if you put all 3 reasons in a separate paragraph, as I mentioned, and if you used a separate paragraph for your thesis statement. Okay, so that's the basic structure. It's spelled out for you on page 87 in your text, and please post this no later than this week Friday, so that I can get through those, get them back to you, and get next week's stuff to you in a timely manner. Okay, have a good week. Keep cool.